Hey guys, so for this week's discussion, we've got to bring up one of the theories that we've been learning about in the past two chapters, 8 and 9. I sort of chose to look at salary cap. That's always kind of interested me, the way professional leagues manage the markets of their players. Um, One of the issues that I think right now is going on is I think professional athlete contracts have gotten too steep for uh, to continue a sustainable product over years. I think the way technology's expanded, this is kind of something we touched on earlier. I think the way um, the world in general is kind of changing. I don't think athletes in these leagues can continue to rise at the same percentages that they currently are, and teams themselves and then leagues overall can stay profitable. Because I think eventually it's going to get to where fans and attendance and revenues that you can create are not going to be there as strongly. We already see attendance issues because fans can access the game in so many other ways. They can sit at home and watch it. They can watch on their computer, on their phone. They can see some stuff through social media. You can just be on Twitter and watch a game for free. So I think, and there's a lot of other examples of that, of how access is getting more and more easily for fans. So I don't think the same percentages can be carried off through professional salaries like they are. So I was sort of sitting and thinking of possible solutions. And I really liked what the NFL did a couple years back, where they limited rookie signing bonuses or signing salaries. Because in '09 and '10, Matt Stafford and Sam Bradford had over $70 million rookie contracts when they were the first overall picks in 2009 and 2010. The next year, that new wage restriction hit for rookies, where they have to be a 4-year contract, and it's going to be substantially lower because all rookies are going to be somewhat around the same area, no matter what team it is. So your team's profitability really doesn't determine what your first round pick gets paid. You know, the Patriots and the Browns, their first rounds are going to be pretty similar. So the first guy effective was Cam Newton in 2011. He had a $22 million contract, which was more than $50 million less than the first overall pick just the year prior. And the next year, Andrew Luck had the exact same $22 million. So I thought that was a really good idea. And their contracts are all 4 years, option of 5, as rookies are now in the NFL. I'm not exactly sure how NBA works, but I know it's pretty similar to where teams have a restriction over a certain amount of time. But what I thought they could do, though, is I thought then you sort of should be allowed like a kind of a freedom period between maybe your 4th to 5th year when you get out of that first contract, and maybe to your 10th year in the league. So there's about 6 years there where I think players should be able to sign and teams should be able to negotiate whatever kind of contracts they want. I think after that, your 10th to, say 15th, I think it should be scaled back a little bit, because those athletes, obviously now in their early 30s, cannot physically perform at the level that they were previously. Now, in cases such as Tom Brady, they may still be good enough that they're helping your franchise. They may be popular to your franchise. They may be bolstering your image. They could be bringing in a lot of revenue for you. But there's no way that they're actually still as valuable or more valuable, because each time they do contracts, they get more and more. There's no way a guy's contract at 32 should be 10 times greater than what it was when he was at 22. So I think there should be another scale back kind of in that 10th to 15th year of experience. And then I think there should be another one after 15. So you're, again, guys closing in on it like Brady, Manning a couple years ago, and Favre before that, should be even lower. And then, because that does two things, where one, it sustains players not just staying in the league just to get paid, because their contracts are going to automatically be higher. And then also, those players, if they don't want to continue playing at those lower rates, then more of them, instead of trying to cling around, will just decide to retire, and then that in itself will open up the door for more athletes. And baseball is kind of different. They don't have a cap, and there's so many more guys who get a chance because of in the minor leagues. One franchise, they've only got one pro team or major league team, but they've got 4 or 5 minor league teams at different farm league levels, AA, AAA, and all that. So there really are a lot of guys getting a chance. In football and basketball, there's really limited. So I think those guys who just kind of stay around forever, I think it does limit the ability and the chance of some younger guys having a shot. And there aren't a whole lot of cases like it. It's not like the leagues are plagued by this issue, but I think that would be one way that you can kind of control the finances of the leagues, and then you can also help it kind of turn over a little bit quicker and give these younger guys more chances. And obviously, with the rules that are already in place, the younger guys, their contracts won't be as much. So if you have a 35-year-old who, instead of signing a $100 million contract just to play a few more years, he'll just go ahead and retire. And then that 22-year-old who's coming out of college, he can only sign a $20 million contract. So there's $80 million saved right there just because one guy decided not to play on and another guy got an opportunity. So that was kind of one of the things I was looking at this week, and I'll be interested to see what some of you guys put.